Here with Northwestern State head football coach Brad Laird. The Demons set for their first scrimmage of spring camp, spring practice on Saturday. Coach, you kind of dodged some weather this week. You had the good start with Chris Waddell Day on Monday. You've been a little bit under the weather. This first week or so, what have you built up to leading into the first scrimmage on Saturday?
Well, first, the weather. We have been very fortunate with the weather, and to get in three back to back at the end of the last week, a couple of those days in shorts and helmets, and to be able to put the pads on Saturday. Come back with Chris Waddell Day on Monday, and that's always a special day just because of what he means to Northwestern State University, what Miss Celeste means to this university, and for our guys to be able to go out in the community and speak about him and what he was about, and then come back Tuesday, after a 3-day break, put the pads back on. But leading into day 5 today, we're full pads. The first opportunity to go live in certain situations today will be a red zone emphasis, and then leading into Saturday, which will actually be practice number 7, to be able to go a full-fledged live scrimmage. Once you get into those situations, you try to build up to that to kind of see where your team is, and then put them in those situations. The third down situations, red zone, different parts of the field that we'll continue to work on, but do it in live action, and we'll really get a good idea where we are after that live scrimmage on Saturday.
How have you mentioned that, the new guys coming in, you had a handful of mid-year guys, how have they acclimated to the Division I level?
Good. I think it's just, it's one thing to do it in a meeting room, learning what the installation compared to going out and doing it full-fledged, full speed. And I think that's what we're seeing with some of those guys that, are getting those live reps on the field compared to in the classroom. So, they're continuing to pick it up. Glad they're here. They have great attitude day in and day out, and continue. You can see progress in those guys with each practice, just like you can the whole team. I think the thing that as we install and we put a lot on their plate, we got some positions that, some guys are getting some opportunities. With some guys out, the opportunity is going to be there to be able to showcase what we have. That's why we look so forward to these live situations today on Thursday, then also Saturday.
Practice, or the plan for Saturday, how many plays? What are you looking at? Situationals, you mentioned situationals, but about how many plays do you hope to get in?
Well, I think that's going to be dictated off today to kind of see where we are personnel-wise, to see where we are injury-wise. I mean, you want to try to get somewhere, with where we are with our numbers between 70 and 100 snaps. But also looking at different parts of the field, to be able to be backed up, to be able to be in the red zone, to work a 2-minute situation, to make sure we have identified all of those situations and be able to work them in a live scrimmage.
And I'm sure it's a question you'll hear from here until September 3rd, or at least till fall camp when someone truly emerges. But when you look at the quarterback situation for the first scrimmage, what do you look for?
Well, consistency. I think at that position, taking care of the football and making right decisions. No matter what happens after that decision is made, but I think, what we've seen through 4 practices and what we'll continue to see out of the next 11 is watching those guys making good decisions, taking care of the football, being consistent at that position of what they need to do. And again, they've gone through 4 practices, and we look forward to watching the next 11.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.